Hi, my name is Martin Berkman. I'm a filmmaker here in the Yukon, and we are currently under a land use planning process for the Peel Watershed. And in land use planning regarding the land, I find there are many values which of course come up, and often some of them are very hard to describe or to discuss, while others are very easy to express, especially the quantifiable ones, economic ones, ecosystem values, mineral values, things we can graph, things we can chart, things we can put on a map. Yet there are also things which motivate us to care about life, to care about the land, which, while they may be grounded in self-preservation, they have also to do with the way we feel. Something right here. So what does wild mean? What is meaningful in it? What is sacred about it? These are the questions I've posed to a number of people, and invite you to join in and have a listen and join in the discussion.
Just about 3 days working, so like playing fiddle. I'm gonna say my prayer in my own language. We arrived here yesterday safely, and we're planning to make a trip down this rough water, down to Peel River, and we want our Creator to look after us, take care of us while we're going down. Lots of Tibetan Buddhism, Jesus Christ, we care. Amen.
God or the other creators put trees on the earth, they put ochre on the earth, they put amber on the earth, and they put metal in the earth's crust. And the concept of prospecting for metals, or exploring for metals, extracting those metals is every bit as natural as the concept of carving a mask out of totally native and totally natural materials.
I hammered into the copper, the watershed of the river itself. It's a beautiful sort of organic form, but at the same time, what's beneath it is a processed alloyed material. Up in the north, I had the sensibility that there were two things of value. There was sort of the beauty of the landscape, which is celebrated up here. And then there's the commodification of landscape, which is also of value. It's money. It's called hard cash.
Well, like we say, there's no word like wilderness in our language, and that's because we know our people have been there wherever we can get into by the river.
You know, when I talk about beauty of the land, it's how the land's shaped and how the mountains are. But when you get out there, it changes. It changes you.
More people being born every day, the population of the earth is expanding. We need the metals. We need the oil and gas. The people who came up here for the lure of the Yukon realized that, okay, well, we want to preserve some areas because we came up here for a certain reason. Just tell us the rules up front. If this area is going to be a park or a wildlife sanctuary, fine. Let us know now. When you change your rule halfway through, it makes it really hard for both sides because everybody's vested so much time and effort into either their work or their opposition to exploration that you can't strike that balance.
I see no reason to stop industry at the askance of a planning committee. The planning committee, industry doesn't ask the planning committee to stop its activities until they finish developing.
We are all species on this world together. I don't think that we should consider man in isolation from all the other parts of this world, or the environments, or the other species.
It's an interesting problem, where if you can get people to agree that this beauty is worth this much, then in order to change it, you have to, bring something to the table that's equal to that or greater, instead of saying, well, if we just take a little bit here and a little bit there, what's the harm? And the harm is that it basically takes away from the whole.
The sacred is the perception of the whole as a unity, without any separation.
There was a time when Sunday, the Sabbath for us as Christians, was a holy day. It's just another day for most people now. And it's because we didn't preserve it, we didn't keep it. And there's a sense that we've lost the sacred in our effort to gain and to have and to get. And it's the same with the land. It's sacred, and we need to preserve its sacredness. We cannot just take over and exclude it from that. We cannot just make it mundane, ordinary stuff we use. It's more than that to us. And we need to preserve the sacredness of the land, and we need to preserve within ourselves a sense of sacredness, and not to violate that sacredness, but to use it for the glory of the Creator of God.
Even in Buddha Shakyamuni's time, 2,500 years ago, he realized that there was a level of commercialization, culturalization, agriculturalization going on that was having a strong effect on the ability of humans to experience their profound true nature. When he engaged in the project of rediscovering that true nature, he turned away from cities and went to the jungle, the wild.
The idea of being intentional about not dominating. So we let ourselves be carried by the river, experience how difficult it is to climb up the mountain, how daunting it is. We don't control and dominate. So we allow ourselves to be put in a position where we can experience humility.
The power of the land itself, the whole of creation, kind of screams at you about something greater than yourself.
The ability to tap into the power of the natural environment as an expression of true nature is such a natural way to go. Particularly if you understand that the problem that humans have is that they tend to think their way through reality and misperceive what is actually going on. The natural environment does not suffer that same limitation. It only suffers having that projected on it.
It shows you how badly we've looked after the world, because there's so few places like that anymore.
It's a place where you just feel alive, and it's hard to put words to that. But I think another element of the peel is the rawness of the wild. As harsh as it is, that's the paradox. It's terribly fragile.